have been unstoppable on this very map until they had to face off against version 1. And although for Team Liquid, we talk about outdated compositions for crew, it's not necessarily outdated for Team Liquid, but they're still putting a lot of good use on to Link with this Omen. So to set up right now a Jet with an Omen with a heavy execute on the A site, it can actually still work with these two teams. It's just you're getting a little bit less now that Team Liquid also has Scream on the Phoenix to add a little bit more flash assist into these heavy hits. So he was definitely the player to look out for in the first map. For crew, they have to look out for a way to stop him from building up these run it backs for these heavy hits for Team Liquid on this attack.
Yeah, Phoenix, really great Asian on Ascent. We'll talk more about that as we now go into the pistol. Round 1, map 2 between Team Liquid and crew. Team Liquid starting off on the attack this time. And a drone will spot a couple players in mid, actually, as Liquid make their way up catwalk.
Heavy presence, Dan. They're looking for a lot of stuff here towards this mid side with the utility. And just on the A side, they're playing the more passive play possible, the retake. But Yampi already cancels the whole kit from Killjoy of Klaus on A.
Yeah, that's a great pickup and a frustrating moment for crew. As you say, Klaus would have been quite useful in delaying things. Liquid will be set up on the side. It is a pistol round, so
yeah,
anything can happen here still. We've got the Paranoia available for Delsic as well on this retake. Oh, Yampi, nice timing.
I just got my food. Why is this match starting so quick? I wanted to eat my food.
Small maneuvers here.
I guess I'm going to have to eat my food in front of you guys. Like, it's that simple. I'm just going to eat my food in front of you guys. I want to take a break. Chill, eat my food at the dining table like a normal person. You can see the counter coming through with a cloud burst, and Scream goes straight into it. Out he goes to try to see if he can find any of these opponents who are coming onto the site now. Crew trying to get something going here, but it is simply too much to deal with. As Liquid take it home for round 1. They of course already have map 1.
Hey, they took map 1 home too. You're pretty much halfway there, Dan, so it's okay. but I gotta say, Yampi, you talked about it before too in our pregame or getting into the series. It's very important on how you could basically stop Team Liquid of how good they could be with their timings. And that timing for Yampi, just a dash into that tree site to catch Klaus off guard, get into heaven to catch out the rotation, even an offing on the third at the bottom of the catwalk for the post plant for Team Liquid. He's going to be one guy that could mess you up definitely on these timings and maybe even cancel any type of kit you're trying to do.
Well, that aggression has been completely dealt with. Not too much left in the tank here on this eco round for crew. Just a couple pistols.
I think there was a Paranoia invested at the same time too, right, from Delsic, so they were trying to go for this type of like smoke entrance. Very old school at the same time too, but sometimes when you try to play these old school plays and it's been a while since it's been used, it can catch your opponents off guard. Just unfortunately, you're playing against Yampi's Judge, who adds up another triple.
It is an amusing point actually, like the fact that you can say old school setup when the game's been out only a year. It just really speaks to how quickly the meta moves in Valorant compared to other games. The amount of like metas that we have had already is just kind of astounding.
Just on the stage itself right now, right? As the meta evolves, but it's still very semi-different from region to region. So it's still very interesting. It's still very fun to watch how this all unravels.
Sorry, chat. I wanted to eat my food, but I didn't have time.
And see how the debate is going to finish. Can you actually confirm that it's still going to be a European setup that's going to win it all, or a North American that's going to win it all, or even Newturn now?
NA #1.
Meta, if that's going to be the one that's going to win
for
it
the
all.
best.
And I even feel that after this tournament,
in the world,
that conversation is still not going to end until we even reach Masters 3.
Definitely. I look forward to it. And we're going to be in our first buy round here. That said, it is a bonus from Liquid. You can see him. In fact, the Link is still on a ghost even.
Very confident at this point right now with their bonus. So, I mean, he's going to be the one carrying the spike at the same time. You see the Aldrone working.
This dude has a ghost.
But right now, with Yampi only having a judge and they have these specters, I think it's just to create noise, create a diversion.
Link better be the first man in.
To the close range battles, maybe towards that pizza close range, but then fall back on Catwalk. We'll see what happens then here for Team Liquid, as it seems as though Catwalk is going to be the play.
You know, I like what crew are doing. They're playing a retake setup on A. Just they want to maintain tree control. as that you can't really give this up and have a strong retake. So as long as you keep that, if the opponents take the A site, it's okay, because they'll only have the A site and A main to work from. So it's one of the reasons why teams try to put a lot of emphasis on at least holding a tree. And right now you can see Liquid, there's lots of, or rather, sorry, Crew, there's lots of movement. They're not entirely sure what's going on. Liquid
not seeing enough movement.
A lot of movement.
They had to recon at the beginning too to force them back from Team Liquid onto Crew at the back of tree with the smoke, so very good to get into the site. We're playing the retake now for Crew.
There we go, there's that Phoenix wall. Lots of good applications for that on this map. Spike planted on the A site. Here for Team Liquid. Again, working with a Judge, a few Spectres, and a Ghost. So it'll be a huge round for them to win if they're able to do so. That's a great first pickup there for Crew. That's Yampy down. That's the Blaze Storm gone as well.
Last second. Wait as long as you can, Soulcast.
Soulcast ready with that recon darts.
Do it.
In
Do it.
goes the paranoia as Crew try to charge this A site down. Link's actually made his way back through the smoke there, near the side of the door, and could have a nice little flank timing coming in here. Deals with Mazzino, and that's going to cause problems right now because time is of the essence here. Link still creating a delay, still in this position. They have to stick it. I don't know if there's actually time for this one. It's going to be a close defuse here coming through for Crew, and they're going to make it work.
Wow.
Down to the last seconds, but it is a Crew round.
And that all came down to if Crew actually were losing a couple of more 1v1 inside the A side, it would have definitely been
make Liquid earn it.
For him to
make them earn it.
What, 2 or 3 defenders coming towards that doorway side through his own door cover.
That's all I asked.
2 cloud bursts set down by Nagzet on that rotation was a very scary task there. Actually, I was clenching if I was a fan from.
I had a lot of water bottles.
Because at that point, that
Don't judge
that
me.
he had,
a lot of water has been
was actually quite huge, but thankfully he got taken down. So it looks like we do have a pause coming in right now. Not sure if it's going to be a timeout right away, but at the same time, it's a good way to calm things a little bit because, like we just mentioned here, Dan, it was a bonus round for Team Liquid. Link only had a Ghost. Yampy had a Judge and Blade Storms, and they almost still won that round to a 2v1. So they did hurt the economy of Crew a lot here. Nagzet's going to have to play with a Judge, and we'll see what they'll have for the rest of the round.
Yeah, I completely agree. It will be quite difficult. Lots of pressure on Crew to convert this next buy round, as they are, economically speaking, really in a pretty desperate place. No reserves available. Will be on an eco, I believe, if they full buy and lose. Liquid definitely with the money control here.
Perfect time. So tech pause. I got a lot of water bottles. Here we go.
The question though is that, you know, what do Crew want to do against Liquid? Because I'm sure they've done some studying. There's certainly plenty of VODs available.
Yeah,
Crew to see what Team Liquid's tendencies are like when they're playing the attack. Because if you're Crew, you may want to play aggressively on A main. If you have setups for that, maybe you want to take B main control. There's lots of different approaches you can have on a map like Ascent. Unlike Split, where it's much more, it feels much more limited.
17.
I think it starts off pretty well of how they counter out how Team Liquid wants to take mid control in the beginning, because one of the main defaults that you see, not just for Team Liquid, but having a Sova in general on Ascent, is that you throw an Owl drone right off the get-go onto the mid side. So B&J playing towards market, and as
don't forget the Taco Bell
side, for him to throw an Owl drone back is a great way to counter it.
And more?
But Team Liquid, they like to go for these
more on the
floor. On the A side. They like to go for splits at the A side too, just enabling the recon and the split from Yampy combo into this tree side. So that is the worst back on that area. They have the numbers advantage going on there too. So the setup is actually not so bad. It's only 2-1 so far, and they've also won here into the bonus round that Team Liquid had. So I think they're still on a good spot, at least to kick off this game.
I like what Crew did here at the opening. I saw on B main use the dark cover as well. That prevented Liquid from taking control there, and Liquid instead pressured mid. So in that sense, you know, Crew have a fairly good.
Look at that, we're clean. Just like that.
Right now.
Snap your fingers.
And a timely
cleaned up
dark cover comes through to.
Just like that.
Well. So again, Crew know exactly what's going on. Scream pops to run it back. There goes the curveball through the dark cover. Oh, can't quite find the frag though. That was close. B&J survives. Liquid continue the press onto the A site. And that's the spike now planted here for Liquid. But again, it's this game of post-plant positioning. Cryptics will delay things with the nano swarms. And they surely know, Crew. They surely know about Scream. And indeed, they'll deal with Scream before Soulcast can do anything about it. Soulcast, though, through the smoke, able to find one. The trades are coming through, though. Crew looking pretty good on this retake. Time is a problem. We do get that lockdown coming in as well. That's going to send Link back further, deeper into A main. The TP comes through, and Crew are going to take him down to get the defuse in the bag. Beautiful retake. In fact, from the beginning of the round,
get a reusable water bottle. I know, man. I know. Well. I have one.
Exactly. So sometimes you see that team
I have
with
one.
the heavy hits as
it's hard to use.
Sometimes even throw the
very hard to use.
From the A-man instead. But to
I try.
This way, how did
and
they
then
set it up? You had a turret
I become
the defender side from Klaus all the way from the A side,
dehydrated.
Area, an alarm bot with a
and then I go back to my shitty habits. I know, man. I know. It's challenging. I try. And then I fail. I try and I fail. I try and I fail. That's my whole life. Okay?
As we just mentioned here, Dan, they're actually reading this game quite well for Crew. The firepower is starting to come up at the same time. It's starting to shine a little bit more here for Crew from Nagzet, more specifically at the same time too. And now we'll see if Crew can continue a reign on the defender side as Team Liquid seems to go back on another force buy. So they have a couple of Spectres, rifles.
I got him. No, but for real though, I try and I fail every time. It's really hard.
Taken away.
And once again, you know, Crew have a pretty good feel of the map here, getting that early B main control. Liquid going for those hits. You know, you're talking about them favoring set pieces on this A site. We're going to see one of those. Klaus getting some damage in before having to fall back. Link on backside with the use of the Omen ult TP. And once again, you know, Liquid are going to get the A site, but the question is, can they hold it? There is no lockdown here for Klaus.
Trust me, I'll try again. I always do. I always give it a shot. I always try.
The amount of pressure on Liquid
one day it'll stick.
Is pretty huge. Oh, I love the move from Nagzet as well. Nagzet.
But I try. I promise you, I try.
Liquid have to worry about the flank.
Oh, yeah.
But he's able to reinforce this main push. And there it is, the swing onto the site. Beautiful stuff coming through here from Crew on this retake. Got to get all the kills, though. One player still
What is going on?
He has the Hunter's Fury. Is he going to pop it? Oh, Mazino's just sticking it. He is just sticking it. No fear at all.
Oh my God.
What the hell just happened?
It was so close too. I mean,
that was actually an amazing, and I mean amazing recon dart. That was positioned. That recon dart was positioned in such a way where his teammate, the support player there, couldn't break it because he put it behind the generator. But it was behind the generator just enough to hide from its player and reveal the person. That was amazing. That was a pivotal player. I know the play, like, it didn't work out the way he wanted, but that recon dart was incredible.
Just behind to just mow down TL on that retake. So very well done. Forces now Team Liquid on a half buy at this point. You have a hero buy from Soul. Well, actually, Soulcast saved that weapon from that previous round, so he's going to maintain that Vandal. The rest of them are still working.
Yo, that's a good idea.
Vandal, though, with the Sheriff's Inspector.
Somebody said get a bunch of reusable water bottles, fill them up.
Yep.
And then put them in a fridge next to me. And it's kind of the same thing. That's a good idea. I'm going to try that. I like that. That would work.
Doing a lot of damage here. They're looking very good.
That's a really good idea.
Has to deliver from backside from Boathouse. Yampy with the trade, though. Leaves it to Mazino here for Crew to save the day.
That's a really good idea. I've never thought of that.
Huge. Can he defend, though?
I'm going to try that.
Scary stuff.
That will actually work. That would work, I think.
And it's just one player left. Cryptix creeps up the side, straight into BNJ's crosshair. Crew saved the day there. That was a close one, though.
Yeah, and even thanks to that, because of the res that came out, it kind of kept Team Liquid in a space of like, oh crap, should we plant? Should we try to go for a fight? They tried to go for the fight instead, and because you have also the Hunter's Fury ready, that just
Jordan has a water dispenser near his PC.
Versus 2, a little bit better there for Crew.
Oh, like one of those big gallon.
Like you said, Dan, forcing out
the big
was nice because you said it was pretty good. Why? Because
125
there. So they forced out a lockdown,
gallon,
got a couple of kills. They're forcing a lot of weapons being bought back.
750
Esports into this round. So this could potentially break the bank for Crew.
1,000 liters.
Later rounds, maybe in
the judge.
1 or 2 more rounds.
I don't know how big they are, dude.
And here we go, just looking for that A main control here on Team Liquid this time, going quite heavy into this one.
Yeah.
And we've got Mazino playing the A side. He's mostly been playing B so far, so this is a switch up. There goes the wall as well to slow things down, and Very different looking round here from both teams. In goes Scream with the run it back, popped immediately. There's the dash into the cloudburst from Yampi.
I swear, you guys think I'm stupid.
And he goes down. That's a huge kill from Crew.
Or, you know I'm stupid, I guess. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows anymore?
The choke point. And at this point, they've been completely routed. I don't know what's left for them to do on this A site.
Yeah, you got to save now, I think, at this point. A 4 versus 2. I mean, you still have 40 seconds. If you're able to punish Crew that wants to overextend, they could maybe turn the round over for Team Liquid. But with that, I don't think it's going to happen. You already see here Soulcast heading back towards the attacker spawn. Actually, with the shrouded step that comes back towards the A main, they could maybe meet up. But like you said, Dan, I feel that they read that perfectly for Crew Esports. This was a typical set play for Team Liquid.
Wait, did they clean up their chat?
It was the L drone coming out.
They cleaned up their chat.
It
used to be awful. I think they actually have moderators now.
And that blaze wall that comes out from Scream, it's always going out towards that right side, so he can try to create like a little wall of surprise, a curveball he could throw, or just try to go for a dry peek from his blaze wall into Heaven side. And the position was just perfect for Crew to cancel all of that and nullify any type of like, look at the X's. They didn't even cross past the entrance of the A site here for Team Liquid, so this was perfectly played.
Did you dye your hair?
Yeah,
I did.
It looks really nice, but...
Wow, are you gonna tell me it looks like shit, like everyone else?
Good. It was so good for Crew.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's just winning those opening battles against the entry fraggers is just such an impactful moment for Crew. And also just like the fact that they had Mazzino playing A also. Switching up where Mazzino's playing with the Sage has been pretty cool. And Mazzino has been combining with Delzik in the early round to go for these slow orb plus dark cover combos. Pretty cheap combo to gain full control of either B main or A main. So that's what's been happening in many of these rounds. This is actually, these are one of the reasons, this might be one of the main reasons why Crew has had such a good read on Liquid's pace and the flow of the round, because they're getting that early control. But I don't think a single time it's been contested, really. So if that continues, Crew are certainly going to remain in the driving seat of this one.
And I mean, continue it that way for sure. I think they're starting to build that confidence at the same time too. And we've seen these matches.
I want you guys to be truthful and honest
you're watching as a
with
fan
me.
Valorant, you're like, okay, head-to-head region, Team Liquid versus Crew,
okay,
Fnatic versus X10. Technically, it should be blowouts on paper.
Press
but
1.
Everybody's being underestimated so far.
If
so
you wipe your mouth
bounce back so well and so
with your clothes
into the beginning of the second half. Or
0 if you don't, and you actually get like
you want to continue to build up on
a piece of paper
and Team Liquid, I think at
napkin.
this point,
I mean,
I know we have a
to whatever tissue. I don't know.
Trying to figure out what they want to do with this buy here, Dan. But there's been a lot of just forced buys every single time right now for Team Liquid, where I feel that we really didn't have a full buy, or I guess, with the exception of the previous round where they got absolutely thrashed. But I feel that Team Liquid has
that's a lot of zeros. You guys are liars.
This is the perfect way to call that.
You guys are liars.
From Sliggy, so they could actually
that is what clothing is for.
And just reset,
to get dirty,
in terms of,
to clean
their strategy
again.
Crew, and even the momentum, try to bring that back in their favor.
Indeed. There goes the drone.
You guys are talking about me and my waist?
Very quick forward.
How about your waist?
Mazzino again,
I'm so stupid.
Map, you don't ever know where he's going to be playing from if you're Liquid.
The shit I say sometimes.
In mid, slowing things down. And B&J, meantime, with that Odin pressuring B main instead. So that's another kind of difference to how this defense is evolving for Crew. And once again, Liquid going back to Old Faithful. It's that A-bomb site.
And again, I think this is read perfectly. The round that they went towards the B side, Klaus had his utility towards the B side as well.
What if I just use my hand? That works too. You can just do this.
Is the IGL right now for,
but then what do you do with your hand? If you, let's say you have a bunch of crust and jam and mayonnaise and flavor all over your lips and mouth, and you use your hand and now it's all on your hand. What do you do with your hand? You wipe it on your clothes.
It's going to be with that wall from Phoenix, from Scream, to make it happen.
There it is.
There's the curveball through that wall, showing the value of Phoenix here. Nagset repositioning. And this is difficult here for Liquid. They're fairly spread out. They may be isolated from one another here. Scream is on site with Link. Soulcast from A main has Hunter's Fury. So there's actually a lot to play with here.
Yeah.
For Liquids.
Ooh, solid one way. Solid one way. Good choice. That worked out so well.
At this point, it's looking quite difficult. B&J with no shock darts remaining. That would be absolute money.
They're saving.
If he had some of those.
Well done.
But they're going to give it up.
Mazino's still holding towards Catwalk, though. He's looking to make it expensive. He could get some on the exit. There's the first. And there's a second.
Nice.
They did their job. They did their job. So despite losing a round, to still continue to make expensive for TL. As we said, they had pretty much a half buy coming through. They're trying to chase down the last player at the same time.
You leave it there for a midnight snack.
Here on the defense,
nice.
4 crew in a row. The economy's still looking very
not
good.
a bad idea.
Down. I'm all for that. But we mentioned it here, Dan. That Blaze Wall not only from the curveball coming out from
Red Bull clutch. I don't know if this really I don't know if this is considered a clutch. I mean, I consider a clutch a 1vx, but I guess a 2vx can also be a clutch, I guess. But it wasn't a 2vx, it was a 3vx. It was a 3v3. 3v3, I don't know if that's a clutch, dude, you know? That's okay. You gotta get that sponsor promo out. I get it. I get it.
It has been really awesome seeing some of those coordinated movements, the pacing, the trade spacing. And once again, we're seeing Mazino with these walls.
I like to consider a clutch is when you're down numbers. That's what I like to think. But not like a 4v5, like a 2v3, 2v4.
Normally this would suggest a B split.
1v2, 1v3,
we'll see if
stuff like that.
The name of the game though here for Team Liquid.
Well, with the amount of shots that you heard with the wall coming out, the Aldron spawning
1v1.
You're forcing, you're
seeing
a rotation coming
That's
out
the best
from
one.
crew at the same time. 2 mid, 2 B, but the noise starting to slow down here. You're starting to have crew guessing again. You're going to have to try to wait for your recon dart to come out and try to get some information if it's going to be towards this B main inside, because B&J seems to be fully committed to hold this Odin towards this B site.
They're going B this time. They're trying to do a split.
There you go.
They got that dart really quickly. Dude, they got everything out. This was great. They have everything. They got everything out of the way. There's no Sage slows. An Omen Smoke just came up, which is really unfortunate. They had a window there. They had a 5-second window there where they burned everything. And they're not even doing it. They're canceling.
We still have Nagzet still in position on A main with the operator. This is a great angle. Oh, it's the perfect angle there for Nagzet. Nailing Link as well.
That sucks.
2 kills. Might be more here. They're going to feed straight
that
into
sucks,
it. And
man.
there's nothing else that they can do. Nagzet's done everything.
They had the perfect window. They had a 5-second window where everything was down. No Omen Smokes, no slows, no recon,
I'm all
nothing.
Here for it, Dad. I'm loving it so far.
No flashes, nothing. They had a window. I don't know if they knew that they had that window, but they had it. That's a bummer to see.
Positioning shots, they still invested in Klaus's Killjoy ult just to try to make sure that they could secure the round. Thankfully, though, we have them dominating this defender side so far too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see another Killjoy ult story maybe by the end of the half. But this is
you can't know Omen Smoke CD. Absolute what?
This is twice that they're running back.
How dare you just say that? Of course you can. That's why communication is so important. I know this is something that you might not think about, but at a top level, at a professional level, when you are a player. Here, let me tell you something. Let me tell you a little secret hint here, okay? When you are a player at a professional level, your job is to communicate to your in-game leader everything that you see and everything that happens. Omen smoked A main. Great. 1 smoke's on cooldown. Okay. Omen smoked mid. Oh, shit. He doesn't have any smokes. Wow. That's crazy. You know? You feed every little bit of... Everything you see in front of you, you feed that to your IGL, and your IGL comes up with a strategy based around that. Assuming you don't have a plan ahead of time, right?
There it is.
It's just that simple, really. It's hard for the IGL, though. The IGL struggles with something like that. That's hard. That's hard to do.
He's got the rifle. Great timing there from Nagzet. Really looking comfortable here.
Dude, he is owning with this op. Let's go.
From Nagzet.
And you just see how he doesn't care. Like the game sets for Nagzet so far under a high pressure matchup. Because think about it.
Yeah, if you don't tell your IGL anything,
so
he
the
won't.
pressure is high right now,
if you don't have a plan and you're kind of defaulting, and you don't have like an end game kind of situation plan, you're kind of like feeling it out, and you don't tell your IGL anything, your IGL will never be able to come up with a plan.
And then he positions himself for a perfect kill onto Link right after like that. It's just really nice to watch. Like, look at how they're cheering each other up at the same time too. That confidence is definitely reigning in here for Crew Esports.
Yeah, it's huge. Liquid do look very stuck at the moment, that's for sure in this half.
Dude, Sean was so good at that.
We'll see if they can get themselves a couple extra rounds here.
One thing I will just always say, always, is Sean
able to deal with the drone.
Was literally the best IGL. Just period.
Good to see that.
I'll be honest.
Not only has
just period.
With the Sage
amazing
and the utility that's offered up with Sage, be moving around in these defensive setups round to round. Also, of course, with the operator, Nags there gets to do the same thing. So there's a lot to worry about for Liquid, and they're going to just explode onto the B site by the looks of things. And Nags is repositioned here again if they contact into this. Oh, they're going to use the paranoia, of course, and there's the punish with Yappy with the dash, but the trade straight back in there from Klaus. 1 for 1, and it looks like Liquid once again.
Oh,
stuck in this choke point.
That's nice. He got away with 1 before he went down. Oh my God.
Odin is looking very dangerous here from B&J. The spray is wild there. Commits all the way. You got to respect it. But it's not going to work out for Crew. Oh my goodness.
Go stream.
He was a little surprised once the dark cover dissipated, and it's like, oh, I just realized I'm a little bit off here on my frag or on my spray with the Odin. He got punished with that for sure. And I was going to say, Scream, after getting that kill, it looks like he wasn't getting enough value off the run it back, but you could already see that off that kill, he already built another run it back after picking up the orb. So I think he's still doing a very good job being able to get a couple of support kills, entry kills, but still trying to create that space when I run it back. That's where it's not necessarily lacking.
If Team Liquid could get one more round, that is a solid half. But I don't remember, did they win Pistol?
Last round to go,
I don't think they did.
Yampy, maybe he's going to pick up this Blade Storm. He will. And the 5 players we're looking for.
Actually, I missed Pistol. I was AFK.
Towards this A side, as they have a lot of ultimates to work with for the attack here of Team Liquid.
Yeah, they're really going for this just contact burst style and keeping things simple. There goes the drone, the wall as well. The run it back is popped as well.
Cancelled right away.
Back is gone again immediately, but there goes Yampy now with the Blade Storm. Oh, he's gonna whip that one. Klaus with the punish. Scream trading things through, and it's looking pretty crazy right now. Crew, though, looking pretty good on this. Still, the spike has to be planted here for Link, and beautiful fragging there from Link. Oh my goodness, from strength to strength.
All right, not bad. Not bad.
And Team Liquid.
Oh, they won Pistol and they won the first. Okay. They didn't win first gun round, though. They didn't win the bonus.
The last couple rounds,
but
making it a 5-7 finish. That's not bad at all.
7-5 is definitely not bad. Winning Pistol, you'd hope for at least a 6-6.
Depending on the playstyle,
you know,
right?
but
you
that's
really
right.
have to think about playstyle and compositions that sees a little bit more attacker, maybe attacker-sided rounds or defender-sided halves. But at this point, I think for TL, they're definitely comfortable here playing the defender side of this map, of this very own map pick, and to be able to scrape those last 2 rounds, and also to make it 5-7 overall, I think you come out pretty happy with the first half. It looked pretty dire. It didn't look like they were able to do much here with Scream's entries, but following that, it still has been pretty good for Team Liquid when they actually make it into the site for these pulse plants.
Into the Pistol we go, and Liquid with a similar approach and just holding onto the tree position on their defense right now, and they have 2 players forward and B main also, so just mostly giving up space towards mid, which is where Crew actually are.
This is
great boss again from Yampy. So Frenzy,
no.
shields doubling up.
Crew doesn't know what they're falling into right now.
From Scream.
Oh wow, that was.
And here come the trace into the sights. Oh, it's looking good for Crew. 3 kills straight away for them.
That guy got owned.
Spike planted as well. This will be tough for Soulcast.
That guy got owned.
Players are quite weak for Crew.
What the heck happened to him? He died so fast that I barely got to see what happened.
There goes that recon for Soulcast. Immediately dealt with.
Okay. I guess Crew was just better gamers,
and
apparently.
It's looking
that was
quite
insane.
Here. You know, Soulcast, you can see he's worried about that push from A main. There's so many things to worry about. They're going to try to clear one position at a time together.
Oh, what a good call by this guy, dude.
The correct move.
B&J just running.
As far as possible. And now it's
making them work for it.
Surely not both.
Well done.
Indeed, Link's gonna take him out.
And I'm okay with this is smart, because I was just saying, you don't have to chase him down. Right now, you could potentially give more money, more orbs for Link. At the same time, just let him die with the spike, just so that you don't give him the opportunity of getting from the shadows for information a lot faster here on the defender side. But this was actually a very nice run by.
Oh, that's what happened to him. Oh my god.
Because you see
he got hit with the right click. Insta dead.
I would assume that they poked and dropped the owl drone from Soulcast quite early into the round to allow for them to surprise the two defenders inside B main by rushing into the market after the wall. So Crew playing it slowly into this into that round to eventually burst into the site has caught TL by surprise.
Oh, hello. Klaus wins the battle there in B main.
They actually bought this round.
That's a
TL
huge
did.
Early victory.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
On another force buy, mind you, you're done.
I feel like you being on this defense.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting here.
I don't know. Get your rifles.
And deal with the situation. You can see them rotating.
ASCENT's a pretty.
Cryptics.
It's not like a. I don't know. It's not like a bind.
More towards the A side of the map here.
It's got some range to it. It's got some depth.
Yampi, very strong defense possible here on Catwalk with this judge.
See what happens.
And it looks like Crew are going to be moving straight into this.
Caution here.
At least I think it's all going to be towards A main. I think understanding that it's dangerous, that they could potentially play against shotguns into this round, especially after they won that 1v1 in the beginning of the round and seeing that there was a Spectre invested, going all into A main is so smart.
Nax there straight on top of Gen. Love to see it. Team Liquid struggling here to get the kills that they want. In fact, everybody's still standing for Crew at the moment. Yampi with the judge. Well, absolutely denied by that door.
And there you go. You're forced to try to retake with a judge at long range, or you have to dash into the site to make things expensive. You've invested a lot into this round, and he's even invested into small shields. So for Yampi, if he could try to come out of it unscathed, it would be nice. But he's just going to die. A flawless from Prime Gaming.
Yeah, fantastic round from Crew. As you say, you know, they did a good job actually resetting into that A main push.
A flawless from Prime Gaming.
It is really scary because, you know, they cut noise and they lost.
They definitely have to say that.
So
and it makes it that much funnier. I don't know why.
Was actually doing with their weapons, but they managed to avoid all of the dangers, and they're 9-5 right now. That's awesome to see. Crew looking good.
100%.
And we get the half buy from Team Liquids. Cryptics on the Nova. Nova? Oh dear.
Listen, I said counter at the same point too, Dan. I think we're just rubbing off each other at this point. So yeah, the Bucky coming out from Cryptics. I mean, it's not too bad. You're buying the Bucky.
This is why I don't like this purchase. I don't know.
Be okay to buy into
now they're on like a scuffed buy. Crew's gonna get their 10th round, and they're still on these bonus guns. That means if they take this round, if Crew takes this round away with, you know, a close to flawless 4, maybe 4 alive, 3 alive, whatever, they're gonna have so much money
for Crew Esports on this map.
It's gonna suck.
Yeah, and I would always be I think the advice that I think is always valuable in spots like this for Crew is like, you know, what is the scenario in which we give up our lead? You know, really is allowing there to be kills early on from Team Liquids with these sheriffs, but nothing's really been given by Crew. They have fired a shot. That's a good sign. The Crew are doing what they need to be doing here.
Nobody does the Grim Walls. It's crazy.
Now they're trying to just barrel into the B side altogether.
Really the Grim Walls are so good, and nobody does them.
Cryptics there at the back with the Bucky, able to find one, gets a lot of damage, but just the 1 kill. Spike goes down, and that spells trouble here for Liquids. It's going to be hard to retake with these sheriffs.
Yeah, and they're all turned up inside the site as well. And this, I'm okay with it as well if Liquid wants to let them die and go for exits. But for Crew, I don't mind them dying too, because it's a bonus round for them.
Uh-oh, the paranoia comes through. Oh, the hot hands as well. BNJ able to... Oh, wow. The headshots coming through from the sheriffs.
They got obliterated. All right.
The timing on that one from Liquid was incredible.
All right.
there's definitely gonna.
I didn't even get to see any of that. I got the wrong POV. I got the loser POV.
Exactly. Each landed the first bullet.
I literally got the loser POV. We didn't get to see it.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, because the timing of usually when you shoot a sheriff, it's pop, pop, pop.
Oh my god.
You look at this,
Okay, that's huge.
Pop, pop, pop on 3 different names. And
Huge.
3 different kills. Exactly the right timing of landing 1 sheriff shot every single time. The one taps coming out from Link Yampi. That was just so clean.
What a fortunate round for them.
And they actually managed to secure the round.
But we take those.
That's a heartbreaker round for Crew Esports.
Oh, it felt like they did so many things right there. You just can't account for those kinds of rounds. You just gotta hold your hands up and you just gotta take those sometimes.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
It is what it is. Get straight back on the horse. And right now, Crew moving pretty fast actually up middle.
Yeah. And the buy's still low though for Liquid, despite them winning that on sheriffs only, right? So you see how much was invested into that second round for the defender side.
And the spike did go down at least, so that's some extra cash that went the way of Crew.
Whatever Crew's scheming here, it's not
into just cut noise.
It's not gonna work
They dealt with
because
some utility. They also
it kind of looks like they're trying to split B, but
they just hold.
He has B main. He has B main. He has it.
Some pretty good positioning for Team Liquid.
So he's going to take this duel.
Dash away if he misses. They have Link inside 1 if you're looking at that mini map. They're in good position.
Good play by Sova to get him off.
That's a great way to start things off to push him back.
Man, they're
straight into a fast maneuver
rotating
through catwalk towards the A side. Liquid
Why did Liquid rotate? There was nothing. That was way too fast of a rotate. Good delay though.
To make
Ollie.
Worse.
The slow.
There's just so much delay coming through here.
Oh, they are so
and they
stuck.
don't have time for this.
They are so stuck, dude.
The window to try to find a way onto the site, trying to clear some kind of a path. The curveballs come in. It seems like Liquid have so much utility here. 10 seconds to plant the spike. Time is a problem right now. Crew are still trying to get their way onto the site. Soulcast denies the spike plant. A second kill.
My God.
Every kill there from Liquid right at the end.
And that's where, Dan, it shows where it's a series of unfortunate events, because that slow orb that was thrown and that slowed them down was actually from their own teammate. Because they thought a push was going to come in from Garden, they had everything set up to get into the doorway, into the A site. But now, time is of the essence. Time is against you. A hot hands gets thrown on the ground. A paranoia came also from A main. They're like, oh crap, it's a crossfire set up into the A site. Can we go through heaven? No, unfortunately we can't, because we slowed ourselves down. We also allowed for TL to actually get the rotate over from the spawn side in from B. And this is a crucial
the
time
money
right
is
now.
starting for Team Liquid.
For Crew Esports.
The money is starting to roll in.
On 2 consecutive
they win this round convincingly. They're in a pretty decent spot.
In terms of the economy for Team Liquid, and it's still converted into round wins. And you're catching up right now on your defender side for Team Liquid, taking the, like I said, the easier side right now for Team Liquid's map. Crew needs to figure something out right now.
Yeah, they definitely do. And Liquid, at the same time, I'm curious, if they're going to try to mix things up here, because oftentimes when you expect a team, taking a tactical, you're thinking, okay, they're going to change something. You can decide to go really aggressive just to really just take the initiative. So if they had a plan, you kind of just blow it up right from the get-go. Yeah. And that's something that we actually saw Liquid doing on Split. They did that with an A main aggression later into that one after a tactical.
It's so hard in games like this to be
same thing again. We'll have to see.
To be everywhere, because you kind of have to be.
And
you have to like
evil Sliggy, like a Sith Lord.
You have to have B main presence. You have to have A main presence.
Like, did he die
sometimes mid, and then it's really hard to not make it obvious when you are deciding to give up the B main presence or give up the A main presence.
So we're about to resume the round number 17.
So hard to not be obvious.
Right now, trying to get control towards A main and try to give this orb from Azino is already going to be a great start, so that he could potentially have a res into the next round when they have the ultimates to work with. So try to waste out the utility, try to pull them back right now for Team Liquid to turtle back into the site, get this orb, and then figure out what you want to do. And actually, it's invested into, screw it, let's just go with the Hunter's Fury and Blazestorm and immediately go and take the offensive right away off this timeout.
Oh my god. Scream very confident.
Weird.
Nag is missing those knives, unfortunately. That right click, that's what he needed to land. And that's the most dangerous player out of the round, effectively.
Yep. just off straight utility, right? It was a Blade Storm that was there, and whoop, okay. The Frenzy's gonna help a bit.
Holy, he almost killed him.
Oh, wow, he actually dinked up Link as well. But yes, it is.
They kind of wasted that Sova ult. And I know that might not seem like a big deal, but think about it like this.
Going there with 180 there. And there we go.
If Cryptix gets like an orb and a kill,
close the gap,
or 2 kills, whatever, he gets his ult. Or
this is what the tactical is really was.
He'll get his ult next round or something, right? Like he will get his ult before Sova.
Investment we can use right now.
And now there's no Sova counter to it, so it kind of.
Try to take control of tree and see
I don't
Blade Storm.
I'm not a fan of that decision.
To a round
not a fan.
Here for Crew Esports, but a right click, it didn't connect onto screen. But you're looking at this round right now, we're still 2 away from getting an ult for Soulcaz, which will be a perfect moment for Klaus to actually use his lockdown and enable Crew to get into his site.
Crew needs to use their lockdown this round. They need to. They need whatever they're doing. It needs to be a lockdown. It has to be used in some way. Because Soulcast is gonna have his ult next round, and that's a problem.
Now for Mazzino, he needed that 1 point. Now there is the Resurrect online as well.
Maybe he's gonna have it next round. Maybe. There's a chance he does it, but you don't want to play that chance game.
A so far. Definitely suggesting to Liquid that there's something going on there. Liquid actually might be going for a play here. Yeah, they've got the drone. They are just retaking the A main position. Great maneuver. This is going to have Liquid an advantage on information now. They're going to know exactly what's going on.
They can even start rotating back right away. You can see it right now. They want to make sure they get that res. So that
like I said, you can't make it obvious.
For Crew, they could res up at the same
it's going to be obvious. They know they're going to do a lockdown play.
They're going to have to from the shadows at the same time too. But
they have to. They have to do this. They have to.
Right off the
it's obvious, but they have to.
There's for Team Liquid.
They can't wait. It needs to be done this round.
Waiting patiently here for go time. That lockdown expires. Now Liquid trying to see if they can slow this one down into the sites. Huge flank coming through as well from Yampi through to B main. There is a turret that's been smoked there, so.
Oh boy, big retake.
All onto Liquid, trying to coordinate their efforts there. They've got a few points of attack. Market, Spawn, and soon to be B main as well.
I like this. They're all over the place. This is nice.
It's got to be off screen. Once again,
they're not just all sitting in sight. They're kind of like at off angles and different angles.
You called it, and are they able to trade off of that? Looks like they will. 2 kills going away with Liquid. Mazzino able to trade 1 back though, as will BNJ. So it's pretty even here. The spike still ticking away. Yappy finally activated in B main as he tries to swing on through. And it's up to Mazzino now, swinging across. Yappy's there, and Yappy will take him down. And there's just enough time to get this defuse in.
My God.
Oh, it's so close though. Oh, so close. Liquid,
so many little micro plays.
The score 9-9. And again, if you are just joining us here, this lower bracket match,
teeny tiny little
their tournament life.
Bitty
lost the first match.
Decisions.
They got absolutely crushed on split.
Like I know this doesn't seem that big, but Killjoy right here taking this duel.
Game here so far, but it is
think about it this way, right? This duel right here that Killjoy took.
Yeah.
Killjoy knew that somebody was flanking A main. And if she just tried her absolute best to like tuck herself
for the attackers on a Crew Esports
to make
in a 2-versus-1,
as much time wasted as possible,
where he could actually assist for maybe a bait
that could have been the 1 second difference.
Because they had time in their favor.
You know, like just try to just go wide enough so you can hide from A main, so he has to peek further out, but not too wide so that you die from spawn, because that would suck, right?
It's going to be Crew Esports looking to explode into the A site.
So tough. It's so tough. Those are such tough decisions to make in the moment. They are so hard to make in the moment.
Amazing stuff here so far from Liquid, deflecting this attack. Scream is tapping heads. That's what he does. That's who he is. And that's Liquid with the 10th round now on the board as they deflect that contact through that smoke. I love the mix-up from Crew, but Liquid was somehow so ready for it.
Yeah, I think now the story falls back in the hands of Team Liquid. As much as I wanted to commend Crew Esports of how they were so good at reading Team Liquid on the attack, this was perfect for the same thing for Team Liquid in the end. To have that 2 players set up towards that A site, a perfect crossfire. I know they were able to hit screen towards that backup generator, and while he's affected by that paranoia, to have Link get the first few kills, have the opponents focus on Link after on the kill, and then Scream comes out right after when he's not blinded. This is just some nice back and forth in terms of supporting teammates into the A site here for Team Liquid. So now they regain the lead of this half, off this series at the same time.
Those are like the hardest.
At least they
just
have,
thinking about
again,
like that moment, right? That's like
into this round because
I would say that's like the hardest thing about being a professional player. Like if you had to have any,
and you can see the
like what's tough
here. Scream hanging on.
is those tiny little decisions,
fantastic shooting,
and making them on the fly, and making the right ones. So challenging.
Scream, of course,
because there's like a million things you could do. You got to choose the best one
there to
out of
any
so many possibilities.
So that's a
it's
huge
tough.
win from Crew.
Really
Not
tough.
only getting the kill, but also forcing out the lockdown.
That's right. And you're hiding away from the Owl drone, and now they have no information from Team Liquid. So with one player behind, somebody's going to have to force a hand. It's going to have to be potentially Yappy peeking out on this catwalk or playing it close. If not, it's just going to be very hard for the defenders to hold and even to retake after that. And it seems to be the latter. They're going to force the hand right now for the attackers into the site, but these nano swarms are going to be huge.
Oh, no.
Please tell me he didn't have a shock dart, because
this one. Klaus is on another
that's
level,
all he needed. He needed one shock dart right in the center there. He knew it was there. You could tell he knew he could tell he knew it was there because he shot at the floor, but he just needed one shock dart. I don't know if he had it.
Klaus again is having such an incredible game. What a display of skill so far.
I can't believe they won this round.
The next challenge here,
I can't believe.
Looking for the
Oh my God. Never mind.
Incredible there from Link.
He used both on the bot.
Liquid again,
Got it.
picking up another round. I cannot believe that Link just did that.
So many praises.
He wasted both. Oh, he tried to break them earlier. He just didn't know where they were.
Liquid, looking through the qualifiers to help TL qualify into the Masters 2. The Red Bull clutch coming on his side. The Red Bull clutch is that he's done, and he continues to demonstrate that in this event. And like I said, it was going to be a very impossible or much harder task for this retake.
I can't believe they brought it down to a 2v1 in the first place. The fact that they brought it to a 2v1 is crazy in itself.
So as Crew Esports are running their pistol round on a 5 versus 2 inside the site, it still comes down to like great and better positioning for the pulse plant for the attacker side. And Link just did a great job to negate a 2 versus 1 swing and take the advantage off 2 individual 1 versus 1s.
Yeah, early presence and control from Liquid here on A main, and they now feel the presence towards Catwalk. Yampy, though, is in a great position. There is definitely a world here where he does not get flash or anything, gets just a straight-up peek from an opponent, and that would be a decisive...
Killjoy's... I don't know, this is tough. Nothing Crew's doing is working.
For something here. Oh,
that works.
God, Access ready for it.
Twice he does that.
I was thinking like Soulcast is saving his ult for when Claus gets his.
Gelato into top mid to get the information, and Crew, they are long gone.
Yep,
they are long gone. And here goes Cryptix, able to find the spike. The second kill comes his way. That's not a bad result.
Oh my. Oh no.
Able to find that one. That's a huge pickup.
Yeah, and that's spiked down at the same time.
Oh no.
Still the Killjoy utility on the B side. This is such a great hold for
This hurts, man. I feel for these guys, man. When you're just trying, you're trying everything. You're trying it all, but you just can't get it done. Even when you get a first blood, man, you just can't get it done. That hurts.
In a position such as market,
that sucks.
These small edges that Liquid are winning are really making all the difference.
That 2K was huge. This kill through the smoke was huge.
To force the hand and let Team Liquid know, let's get ready. The hit's gonna come.
That bomb, the bomb being left in market, because like they just didn't have time because he was the only one, is huge. Like,
kind of just want to run away from that one too. So it's nice that Scream just off that funneled everybody back towards a heavy defense. And that starts things off very well to win this series for Team Liquid.
Instant res coming through though for Crew. That does at least even things up, and strangely that does give advantage to Crew. But Link, if he finds the timing on this peak and gets a kill and gets away with it, that would be an enormous problem for Crew.
Yeah.
Will they be cognizant of this angle from Link? Trying to play an off angle here, trying to be unexpected with his peak. And just Link seeing nothing also tells Liquid a huge amount as to what Crew are doing.
And And you're just walking back potentially to a heavy nanoswarm setup off the sidewalk from Cryptics. This has been a thorn in the side of Crew Esports.
Here comes the ult.
Whenever they're hitting towards this B side, you don't see them dashing, or, well, they can't dash right now as Nags is dead. But with them trying to get across towards the switch onto the staircase, just going through the sidewalk has been damaging for them so far.
Wait, he missed. Oh my god, he missed the ult. Oh no, that Killjoy is detained. They're both detained. Oh no, Liquid. Oh no.
Crypt's backside. Can he get out of this in time? Are they going to find him? Yes, they'll get him. They won't take down Yampy, but with that detain, they have the site under control. BNJ in a critically important position. Yampy
doesn't matter. They still won. They won the game. Doesn't matter.
Straight in the face.
Holy.
Goes down. Yampy
that got scary for a second. That got scary for a second. They missed the ult.
A 2-0 victory against Crew, eliminating them here from this tournament from Masters to Reykjavík. And Liquid, as expected,